Welcome back. I'm Vanita Mann, and this is Life After Love and Loss. So this is my third part to my grief, guilt, and then learning to bring joy back into our lives. So this is my third series. I thank you for coming back and listening to me. And I hope you can get something out of this because grief is hard. Grief isn't easy. And learning how to navigate through it is a full-time job. But we can get through it. I try to live every day of my life honoring my husband. Now, as I said before, I lost my husband 3 years ago, this past March. He passed in 2020, right at the beginning of the COVID lockdown. And while we believed he had the flu, I now start to think that he might have had COVID, but it was so early in the game that we didn't know. And we treated him as a flu. Now, we've learned a lot more since all of this COVID has come out, and it really is, it's a devastating illness. We lost a lot of people through COVID. We lost a lot. I'll explain a little bit more throughout this, but 10 months after I lost my husband, my children's father, my son's stepfather, but he was their father. He raised them since they were very little. My son's father passed away 10 months later from complications of COVID. So while I believe my husband passed from complications of COVID with his heart, my ex-husband and father of my children was in the hospital struggling with his lungs. And he lost that battle in January of 2021. Well, how do you tell your children that they lost their second father? We've already been hit with one loss, one devastating loss. And then you have to let your children, your sons know they've lost their second father. It's devastating. Devastating. We've got to go through the whole grief process all over again. That was hard. And that will be another podcast on how do you deal with losing two parents in less than 1 year. But today's video, I want to talk about bringing back joy. Because I can tell you right now, 3 years after losing their first father, my husband, 2 years after losing their other father, we're getting along okay because we're close. We're a very tight-knit family. We always have been. And if you are blessed to have that, God bless you. And if you're not, please find somebody that you can help share your pain with so that you can come out on the other side, so that you can have some joy in your life. Because that's what they want us to do, is live our lives to our fullest. And yes, love them, keep them involved in all of our plans, what we do. And that's what we do. We talk about them all the time. We talk about them as if they're still here. We know they're not. But it helps us. It helps our healing. to be able to find some joy and remembering who they were. They were amazing people. They were amazing men. They taught us so much. They taught their children so much. And now there's 2 moms left that are raising these kids. And that is my ex-husband's wife, Diane. And her and I have become so close. And I couldn't be more grateful and thankful for her. Funny story, a lot of people don't understand that relationship. And we just sit back and we're like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay if they don't understand our relationship. God put us together to go through our grief, to be able to help our children, and to help each other become stronger. Because that's what it takes. You can't do it on your own. It's too hard. But we were put together in circumstances that we never thought would ever happen. And she's my sister. And I'm thankful for her. So how do we bring joy back into our lives, right? How do we do that while we're grieving? What does it look like when we feel happy, joyful? What would it look like to others? Are others going to judge us if we're laughing? Should we be crying through this situation? Do we need to keep crying for year after year after year? Well, there are times that we do. There are times where we're going through a certain situation that we really need that person with us. They were our partner. They were our everything. We finished each other's sentences. How, when you want to call that person up and tell them about your day and they're not there, and you don't want to put that pressure on your kids, you don't want to bring that because they're going through their own grief. They're trying to navigate their own lives now without their parents. You know, your grief is your journey. Your joy is your journey. And we have to quit thinking of everybody else and think of ourselves in this time. And we have to not feel guilty. Some people might feel uncomfortable if we're laughing about stuff. Well, if that's how you get through it, then that's how we get through it. You know, it's a huge topic. Cultivating joy is possible, and it's necessary in our grieving process to find times of joy and happiness. You know, we live in such a society where positive and negative emotions can cancel each other out. The society right now is crazy. There's so much going on in this world, and to be going through grief and trying to navigate your life right now through such uncertain circumstances and times that's going on in our lives right now, we have to believe that if we're grieving, we should look sad and cry and show pain and despair. And that all of these things mean something. Well, they don't. They don't. We are conditioned to feel this and act this way. But what we need to do is create around us of peace and joy. And find it. Not easy. It takes time. You'll find that time because it's important. We need to experience our emotions, positive and negative. Don't put labels on our emotions. We can feel sad and joy at the same time. It's kind of like sad joy moon, sun, night, day. They all work hand in hand together with each other. But it's also, we need to understand there's good and bad. So we need to give ourselves grace. And you hear me say that a lot, is give ourselves grace. And grace has been bestowed upon us from God. We're okay with each other. We're okay with ourselves. Comfort yourself. It's okay. You can find peace. You can find places for peace, joy, and sadness. We can fit them all in together. Now we tell our story of grief and we don't allow ourselves to feel joy. If that happens, it sounds like we didn't love them enough. That's not true. That's not true. Everybody loves everybody in their own ways. So are we causing ourselves more harm in blocking those moments of joy? Are we able to recognize that this was not our plan? This is not how we envisioned our lives to go. So when we take grief with us more peacefully, we can move forward with our person, but we're giving ourselves love and self-care. So we live on with their memories, with their love, with the funny things they used to say, with their advice, with the talks that you've had with those people, with your loved ones. Live your lives for them and for yourself. Live in their honor, doing what they love to do. And if it's when you're with them, you're doing things that they love to do, you love to do, right? So why not continue that forward? Why not honor them in doing the things they love? There's so many things that we can do to connect with that person. Understanding that the pain isn't what commands us, that takes over our life. We'll have our hard days. We'll have our good days. Embrace them both. Do things that nurture your soul. And don't feel guilty about it. We all grieve differently. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. It will grow. The joy will start to grow. Give yourself permission to feel that joy. Even if it's in a small moment or a very big moment, let yourself feel that joy. Get away from your mind when it takes you to those places. You can sit in it for a little bit, but then get out of it and go find a friend. Find somebody that had the same interests that your partner had or the other person had, and find those activities to do again. And sometimes you'll go do activities that you did with your spouse or with your loved one. And it'll bring back some pain. It'll bring back that jolt of, oh, we used to do this, or we did that. Embrace it. Enjoy it. and know that they're right there with you doing it. They want you to be happy. And there's no shame in being happy. Just don't stay in that pain. So I took my children on a ski trip a couple years ago. Some really nice family friends took us out. They gave us their timeshare for up at Lake Tahoe. And it's the first time we'd been back to Lake Tahoe since my husband had passed. And it had been years since we had gone. Even Ava had never seen the snow. So thanks to our good friends, we went. We went to all of our favorite ski resorts and skied at Alpine, Squaw Valley, other places. And you know what we took with that? We took him with us. Not literally, but we took him with us so that as we're going down one slope, oh, you remember Dad used to ski down that slope, or do you remember this? Sometimes we're super hard. But I was so thankful that I had those memories to pull back on and smile and be like, look, we're here again and we're here to honor you. And that is joy. And we're going to get through it. So don't feel guilt. There's nothing we could have done. Only God knows our plan. And if we honor him and cherish him and do what he asks us to do, our lives will be that much better for it. And I'm excited to start a new life. I'm scared, but I'm excited because I have a new chapter to write. And he wants me to write that, and he's beside me all the way, cheering me on as he always did when he was alive. So find that joy. And let me know. Let me know what kind of joy you found. And if not, and you don't have the friends or the resources for help, please go find a therapist. There's so many of them out there to help you. Because it's not easy for all of us. It's not easy. I have children in therapy because their pain comes out in anger. I tend to hold things in and try to keep everything together for everybody else. Is that right? No. And I'm learning. So I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you learned something from the other two videos. And if you like what you hear, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at VM Life Coach 57. And then on Facebook, Vanita Man Life Coach. I think it's Life and Wellness Coach. But follow me. I always try and post uplifting things, and I am a certified life coach. If anybody is interested in wanting to pursue anything further, let me know. Leave a message in the comments. Go on to Instagram and direct message me. DM me. I'd love to talk to you. So have a great evening. God bless. And be a blessing to somebody today. Bye.